Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorvik, and in today's video we're going to be reacting and breaking down the teaser trailer for Fantastic Four. This is the first video back after my little hiatus. To all my subscribers, sorry about that. It's been like a month and a half. A lot's happened. I'll be doing a separate video talking about all that, but I am really excited for this movie. I think it's one of my most anticipated films of 2025. Second to that would be probably Superman. And I know that I missed the Superman trailer. I didn't react to it back when it premiered. What was that, in December? And then I also missed the Daredevil Born Again trailer. I didn't get to do a video for that. I've been horrendously sick the last couple weeks, so but this trailer just dropped about an hour or 2 hours ago, and I was at work this morning, so I haven't seen anything yet. What I'm expecting from this trailer, I think a lot of it is probably going to be what was shown last year at D23 and Comic-Con. I think there will probably be new footage. Obviously, there'll be some special effects stuff because that film started filming last summer. So they just had a lot of the probably the beginning stuff of them not like in costume and all that kind of stuff like that. So I imagine we'll get some visual effects in here, really kind of get a layout of the universe, and I just hope that we see them. I did see the thumbnail, so we do get a look at them in their costumes. So when we get to that point, we'll talk about it. But yeah, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and just dive into this trailer.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the
Dude,
dot.
I already love the aesthetic of this.
We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of
Oh
that.
my gosh. He looks so good.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
Oh, dude, he looks so good.
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi!
And I am right here. Whatever
Oh
life
my
throws at us,
gosh. It looks so
face it
beautiful.
together.
It's the Fantastic Four. Oh, dude, I got chills. There's Galactus.
As
Woo!
a family.
Wow. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't even have word. I mean, I have words. Wow, what a teaser. That was a great teaser. I think that was a great trailer. Now, from what I can see, I don't think I think all of that is new footage. I don't think a lot of that is from D23 or Comic-Con, whatever it was that they showed. But let's go ahead and go back through this trailer. So here we have Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Now, obviously, they announced this cast, I believe it was Valentine's Day of 2024, so almost a year ago, they announced the cast of this, and I think obviously there was rumors before then that they were in the lead to play these characters, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think that. Don't get me wrong. I love Daddy Pascal. Okay, I love him to death. I think he's great and everything he does. He is a truly great actor, as well as Vanessa Kirby. But I just didn't really see him as. I was one of the few who didn't really see him as Reed Richards, because if you don't like read the Fantastic Four comics, or you're unfamiliar with like just the whole like their whole deal. There are different versions of Reed, and what I mean by that is when they first become the Fantastic Four, when they first get their powers, Reed is a very cold, calculating person. I mean, he's one of, if not the smartest people. I think he is the smartest man in the Marvel universe. And then there's obviously the leader, and then Amadeus Cho, I think, is number 3. And then Peter Parker's up there. But it's just one of those things that he's very cold. He's very calculating at the beginning. And then when he, as they're more seasoned heroes and the years go on and he becomes a father, you know, he opens up more and he's more of that kind of dad, you know, when he becomes an actual dad. And then there are rumors that their kids, at least Franklin Richards, I don't know about Valeria, but at least Franklin Richards is going to be in this. So interesting, because I'm pretty sure his kid is a mutant, with like omega level mutant. Like, he can create matter and like universes and stuff, which is, first of all, insane. But I digress. But no, I really like this look here, and as you can see, very subtle, and a lot of people probably won't notice it, but this is in a 4:1 aspect ratio, like you would see in the old, like, early thousands. Obviously, beginning of television. On the TV, you have that kind of box frame. So that is kind of interesting. I wonder if the film will be in that aspect ratio, which I'm perfectly okay with. I think it's up to the director if they want that visually. But it does really kind of set this film apart. And obviously, I mean, like, look at the coloring. I mean, we'll go back to, here's our first look at the Baxter Building. You can kind of see here that there's like these weird, because this is supposed to be a different universe. This is not the regular 616 sacred timeline. This is supposed to be a alternate universe. And at first I was also kind of against that. But I mean, I trust Marvel. I trust the writers. They've taken really good care of this film, clearly, as we're about to see here. But what a cool like astropunk, like retro, like futuristic, you know, 1960s look this has. And you can kind of see, like I said, you kind of see some of the buildings look a little bit different to what New York looks like in or the main 616 universe. And then here we go, dude. Here is Ben. Here, first of all, Herbie. Love to see Herbie. I think this is the first time Herbie's been in an actual movie. But here, dude, we got Ben Grimm. Like, look at that. First of all, those suits are peak Marvel design suits right there. We do know that this suit is practical. And obviously, they touched it up with the CGI. With CGI, they touched up his actual facial movements, and I'm imagining some of his fingers. But for the most part, this is a practical suit, because there were some leaked images, I remember, when they were filming this. So really, really cool. I mean, he just looks so good. I was worried about this because I do like... Okay, I do have a soft spot for the original Fantastic Four films with... oh gosh, what's his name? From like 2005, 2007. And I think it's just because I was a kid, I grew up with those movies. The same thing with like the original X-Men, I grew up with those, and I just have a soft spot for them. And I do sort of like the design of the Thing, of Ben Grimm in that movie as well, because that was also very practical. And then, of course, with the Fantastic Four film from, was that Josh Trank in 2015, whenever that was, it was all CGI. And so it really kind of lost its like, but this looks so incredible. Like, I do think that a lot of this is animatronic, practical. I mean, it just looks so... He looks like he does in the comics. I mean, there's no other way I could say it. It's honestly just incredible, the way that they are able to pull this off. And I know it's not perfect. I mean, there I can still see some... It looks too fluid. But I think a lot of that is just because these are fresh effects, and by the time the movie comes out, I think they'd be polished more. So, but no, I think he looks so good, absolutely so good. I also really love the design of this rocket. Also very like astropunk, atomic punk, I think is technically what this style is from like the 50s and 60s. But I do like the design of that rocket. It's pretty cool. Here we kind of get our first look at Johnny, with his fire effect. Now, I thought when Chris Evans was the Human Torch and Michael B. Jordan was the Human Torch, I thought the effect was okay. I think fire is probably the easiest effect to do. Same thing with invisibility, and we did get a little bit a look of her invisibility later on. But I think fire is pretty easy to do, relatively speaking. I am curious if they have, like, in the comics he has like these lines. I mean, it was just the way that he was drawn, but I am curious to see like what he fully looks like. Like I want to see a full shot of him with the CG on it, but like his flying looks pretty good in that. And it looks like here, so like here's New York, down here there's Central Park, and there's like Brooklyn and like Queens and Astoria. So I mean, it looks the same, like, obviously. But here you see him flying up, very reminiscent of Iron Man 1, where he's flying up. And I think because of the cold, because I think there's a shot later where he's like just there without his flame. So I wonder if they kind of mirror this with Iron Man 1, where he flies up in the suit for the first time and he like freezes and falls. That would be interesting. And then here's our first kind of look at an Invisible Woman using her powers. I think this is the force field effect, obviously. I really love the iridescent effect. It's very different than what we've seen before. And so like it just looks like a bubble, which is cool. But like, look at the refraction in her arm. Like the visuals of this is so distinctly different from what we've seen before, like I just mentioned, that I think visually this is going to be probably the standard for like force field invisible effects going forward. She looks so good. Like, nothing against Jessica Alba or Kate Mara, who played these characters before her, but there's just something about like Vanessa Kirby that is Sue Storm, and I don't know how to explain it, but she just looks the part. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Continuation that I was just talking about, where I think he does like kind of freeze up in the air because he flew too high, and I think that's a pretty interesting parallel. I wonder if it's an Icarus reference. Flew too close to the sun, his wings got singed, but obviously it's kind of reverse. His fire got singed because he's in the upper atmosphere, but still really beautiful shot here. Like, from a filmmaking perspective, beautiful shot. And then the same thing right here, like, just like him in space like that, just incredible. I love it. So here's our first look at John Malkovich. I forgot he was in this movie. I don't know who he's playing. He could be Mole Man. I think that was a rumor. Maybe he's a Herald of Galactus. I mean, we do know that Silver Surfer is supposed to be in this movie, Julia Gardner, but she was not in this trailer. I don't think she was. But we did get Galactus, which we're about to talk about. And then, but I don't know who he could be playing. I'm sure Screen Crush or New Rockstars knows. Those guys, they really do their homework and they know way more than I do. But yeah, he I mean, looks good. I'm curious to see who he is playing. Here is our first shot of true Galactus. Just, I'm really glad. Look, sorry, my throat's a little still raspy from me having pneumonia, but I'm really glad that we're this far in the MCU, that we can do Galactus properly like this, and everyone's just like, yeah, okay, like because he was the villain for Fantastic Four: Rise as a Silver Surfer, but he was just a cloud. They didn't actually do Galactus justice like they're doing here, and I just really appreciate that Marvel and Kevin Feige and everyone is still they're just like, yeah, whatever, let's just do Galactus. Yeah, I really like that. And I noticed I know he can shrink and he can grow big and all that stuff like that, but he is like not the size of a planet or bigger than a planet because he eats planets. So I am curious how he shrunk down and is like more of like a celestial size, maybe like half a celestial size. Like, how do they fight him? I'm really curious. Another thing in the back, I've been to Statue of Liberty. This looks like I want to say Jersey back here. I don't. It's been a while since I've been to Liberty Island and all that. But if you notice back here, this looks like this could be the Stark Expo. Maybe this universe's version of Stark Expo. There's the dome right there, and you have all these kind of retro, the aesthetic of this universe, this kind of, you know, alternate 1960s. But no, that's kind of interesting there. I just see the globe, and I'm just assuming that it could be the location of the Stark Expo. That'd be interesting if we got like a mention of like Stark Industries or like Roxxon or like Hydra, like if we got mentions of like other organizations and companies in this universe, and it's not just the Baxter Building, you know what I mean? And then here is the money shot, baby. Them in their suits, they just look so good, so practical. This reminds me of, this looks like a set, and I mean that like in universe, like they could be like on a TV set, and this is like their debut, or something like that. I don't know, because I mean, I just see the arrows and they're just on this pedestal. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of, you know, brainstorming here. But I do like how all of their suits are like obviously the same, but also different. Like, you know, Sue, that she has this white collar. Ben has like the white here, no gloves, obviously. And then Johnny has that full white collar with the white sleeves, looks really slick. And then Reed has no white up here, which I find very interesting. Another thing we didn't see in this trailer is Reed's powers, unless I missed it. And then that is another like visual effect when it comes to superpowers that I'm sure the technology is there, obviously, but it's just one of those things where doing stretchy powers is very, very difficult. You can, obviously they can do it. They did it in 2005 with Ewan Griffith, and it looked okay in that movie, and the sequel as well. I do kind of like the take of Miles Teller's Mr. Fantastic, and how it made it seem like him stretching his arms was very painful and very, like, I know that movie was way darker than it needed to be. But I am very curious on how they're going to do his powers. And I wonder if he'll only do them in the suit, because that way they can hide his skin. Because I think that's the thing about it. Like, the skin looks too uncanny valley, especially when, like, he uses his face and all that kind of stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll probably see in another trailer, obviously, and we'll see it when it comes out on July 25th. July is going to be a big month because we do have Superman coming out on July 11th, which is my birthday. So obviously I will be going to see that. And then this comes out on the 25th, a couple weeks later. So July, pretty stacked month in terms of the superhero fandom. And it's also interesting too, because this film is going to be the first film of Phase 6. I don't know if people know that. But Thunderbolts is supposed to be the last film of Phase 5, which I'm looking forward to as well. You know, Captain America Brave New World comes out next week, which I will be doing a review of. It's going to be a good week. Marvel fans are eating good. I think we have been eating good. It's just there's just people that, you know, got a little fatigued, which is fine. I mean, we all knew that. I mean, I can admit that Marvel has been going hard the last couple years with, you know, 7 projects a year. But yeah, my final thoughts, I think this movie looks just aesthetically incredible. I think the effects on The Thing, Ben Grimm, just peak. And like, again, the effects with Johnny, the effects with Invisible Woman, we didn't see the effects with Reed, but their powers look really great. I'm just so excited for the Fantastic Four to finally be in the MCU proper. I know Kevin Feige, they've really been taking care of this project. I mean, they announced it like 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was post Endgame. When they announced this film, they've really taken their time with it, which I'm fine with. I mean, just look at it. It looks visually incredible. But anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of the Fantastic Four First Steps. Are you even excited for this film? Is it your most anticipated film? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, my name is Jorvik, and I'll see you in the next one.